On its surface, Naruto is just a generic shonen. You have your young, plucky protagonist with some goal like being the best, the brooding rival character, and you have a magic power system that lets the characters have some flashy and insane powers that, let's be honest, we all tried doing as kids. But believe it or not, a lot of Naruto's concepts actually have been influenced by certain Eastern philosophies like Hinduism and Buddhism. Rewatching Naruto with these concepts in mind actually has made me appreciate the series much more than I already have, and has added depth to certain aspects of the series that, I'll be honest, I thought were pretty shallow. So join me as we analyze how Naruto interprets these concepts as we start out with the bread and butter of any shonen, the power system, which, in Naruto's case, is chakra. So in the original series, the progenitor of chakra in humanity was the Sage of Six Paths, or, for you weebs out there, the Rikudo Sennin, who went around spreading chakra through ninchu, as a way to help humans understand each other on a spiritual level. However, the Sage of Six Paths failed in his mission, as humans perverted the use of chakra to be used as a means of force. So how does chakra relate to Eastern philosophy? Well, let's start with the name itself. In Hinduism and Buddhism, chakra points are meditative focal points that, when open, helps to regulate the flow of life energy throughout the body. Sound familiar? But not only that, how does chakra flow through the chakra network in Naruto? Well, this is best showcased in Naruto and Neji's fight, when Naruto had to rely on Kurama's chakra in order to jumpstart his entire chakra network. Starting from the center point in the stomach, chakra flowed through a cyclical or wheel-like pattern throughout the entire network. It's hard to imagine this not being an homage to the word chakra being the Sanskrit word for wheel. Okay, so Kishimoto just borrowed the name chakra from two very popular Eastern religions. Big whoop. I wouldn't really call that a deep relationship. Don't worry, the similarities definitely go deeper than this. In certain schools of Buddhism, there are 5 chakra points that are focused on, each with their own elemental nature associated with them. Those natures being fire, earth, water, wind, and space. While in Naruto, there are 5 basic chakra natures: fire, earth, water, wind, and, well, lightning. Okay, I realize that's not exactly a one-to-one comparison, but if you think about a lot of lightning-based jutsu within Naruto, a lot of it is used to amplify the user's mobility and increase their speed, which can be awfully related to space. And a space element wouldn't necessarily be as connected as the other basic elements, and this is for good reason. See, the space element is related to the crown chakra, which is oftentimes considered the final step or the final chakra point that one must awaken in order to achieve enlightenment. So it would make sense not having that be a basic nature and something more reserved for very special end of story characters.
I'm sure you can name a few. Now, let's return to the Sage of Six Paths' original intent for chakra. Hogoromo distributed chakra among every member of humanity in order for them to gain a deeper understanding of one another. This may be a stretch. Now, this may be a stretch, but the concept of ninshu is awfully similar to a key concept that is found in all forms of Buddhism and Hinduism. This concept being universal oneness, which implies that at our core, we're all the same. However, what makes us different from one another is our point of view and our ego, which has been cultivated and developed through our personal experience and personal perspectives of the world. Maybe a more illustrative way of putting this can be found in Mahayana Hinduism, where at the core of everyone is the Atman, which represents the universal self, or the pure self, and is also considered as a viewpoint for the Brahman, or the one universal God, to experience and entertain itself. Meaning that at the core of all of us is the one Brahman, who is simultaneously looking through all of our windows and experiencing the world as we see it. To relate this back to Naruto, Hogoromo gave every human chakra as a way to connect them. Because despite the differences that humans may have with one another, At their core, they all share this gift that was bestowed to all of them by him. And it has been shown at numerous points throughout the series, Naruto vs. Sasuke after Danzo's death, Naruto vs. Obito, and Naruto and Sasuke's final battle, that those who have obtained a high level of chakra control are capable of showcasing their true selves to one another and be able to see through the other person's perspective. This is probably best showcased when the Ten Tails was being extracted from Obito. In that moment, both Naruto and Obito were able to converse with one another in this spiritual world. And Naruto was able to get to the root of who Obito truly was. A broken man who is still trying to make the world a better place. And with that understanding, Naruto was able to convince Obito of another way to achieve his goals. To the point where Obito is willing to give his life up for the rest of the shinobi world. Well, there you have it. The relationship between Naruto's chakra system and Eastern philosophy. Now, some of you may be wondering why I failed to mention any member of the Otsutsuki family outside of Hokoromo. Well, that's because I kind of wanted to save them for my next video, that's because I want to prove the hottest take of 2016, that aliens in Naruto surprisingly make a lot of sense.